This is just your weekly reminder that we post every Tuesday at 5 on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube for the full visuals. You can now follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and Facebook at Nothing But Controversy. And if you'd like a link to all of our social media platforms, go to our Instagram and click the link in the bio. Well, what's up, guys? And welcome to episode 15 of the Nothing But Controversy podcast. And oh, baby, do we have a doozy of an episode today. Today, we're actually be giving out our mid-season awards for the NBA and NHL seasons. We came up with our predictions at the start of the year, and I guess a lot of those have changed, but we're officially 171 days away.
I thought you were going to forget.
Of the NFL season.
Woo!
We're getting closer. It hurts every time I'm reading it, but I'm excited.
You know what hurts?
What
My
hurts?
NCAA March Madness bracket.
I feel like everyone hurts. I'm pretty sure I just saw a thing where it's the most upsets of all time.
It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah.
I don't
That
know.
game was good for the bracket, bad for my heart.
Look, I don't have a huge college basketball team that I follow, so I don't know what's worse: Illinois losing, who was my team to win, or the Florida Gators losing, which is Shane's favorite team. I don't know what's worse. I think it's got to be. No offense, Shane. I think it's got to be mine.
I think it's got to be yours just because they lost because of a prayer.
Yeah. Don't get me started on Sister Jean, man. I don't know if any of you guys read her tweet, or not her tweet, her prayer before the game. But this 101-year-old woman brought in stats into a prayer. She basically said, "Hey, Jesus, how's it going? Whatever, it's me, Sister Jean." And then she goes, "By the way, Illinois shoots 50%, hits 50% of their layups, shoots 25% from three. I think we got a good chance." Amen.
No, that's not what she meant. Because she was saying we got to hold them to 50% from the field and 30%. Our defense will take care of that.
Yeah. What is the? We all know who I'm talking about. What is this guy's name again?
Cameron Crowwig.
Cameron
Crowwig.
Dude, I saw this picture. It was like, imagine Illinois losing to a 101-year-old lady and this guy, and it's just a picture of this guy's fucking mug on a fucking piece of paper. Oh my god.
The dirtiest.
I can't lie though.
All of college basketball.
Like, he's fucking good.
He's good. Yeah.
He's very good. Like, I don't think he's a league guy, but like for a hustle player, man, he is good. But Sister Jean, my donkey of the week.
You should have called her in to write you a prayer so you could win fantasy or trivia this week. But
yeah, I might have to actually.
Did you see that Loyola Chicago has like the third best odds at winning the NCAA tournament as of like this morning?
Really?
Yeah,
They play well.
Yeah, well, because their side of the bracket, I think the highest seed is who? Is it Arkansas? Is it that side? I don't know, but they're playing who in the next round?
They play Oral Roberts, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, like right there, it gives you.
Oral Roberts is probably the favorite to win the fucking tournament now.
Trust.
God.
Fuck.
Anyways, we got that.
Oregon State on Saturday. That's their next game.
Good
they looked good last night too. They looked really good. Yeah,
they did. All right, well, let's move on to our first segment. Now that we got our
frustrations
out of the way, it's a segment we like to do every single week, and that is our question of the week. Since it's episode 15, we decided to be nice and give you two questions. Give you a little extra one. So the first question we'll go over is, what would be the city and team name of your created expansion franchise? So if you were to make one up, what would it be? So I made one up for the NFL and the NHL, so I got two. Since we had two questions of the week, I figured I'd give you a little extra spice. So do you guys want to hear my NFL or my NHL one first?
Go NHL first.
NHL. I have the Baltimore Thunder. I don't know why. I always liked the Thunder as a team name. and I thought Baltimore is a pretty cool city. Throw them a little expansion franchise in the NHL after Seattle gets theirs, and I'm all for it. In the NFL, I have the Portland Orioles. I kind of like the Orioles in the MLB, and I tried to think of one that like rolls off the tongue well. And Portland Orioles. I don't know, I felt like it rolled off the tongue well, and those are my two created expansion franchises coming to Madden 21 and NHL 21 soon.
I'm very disappointed that you made an NHL one and it wasn't the Saskatoon Sniper Room.
That's what I was gonna say. You guys.
Listen.
So a little context.
About it.
Let me
A little
talk.
context for the viewers. Shane and Matt are fantastic hockey GMs.
Listen.
What are you? 4-time Cup champs now? What is it?
Listen, we
I don't
started
know,
off.
more than that, 6 maybe.
Listen, we started off. We played about a month as the Miami Moose. Did not win a cup. Then we went over to San Diego as the San Diego Snipe Show. We did not win a cup. And we decided in our last year as the San Diego Snipe Show it was time to relocate to Saskatoon. And now we're the Saskatoon Sniperoon. And we're 6-time Cup champs, playing at an elite level. And the only reason why I didn't have them as the question of the week is just because I didn't want to take yours and I didn't want to bring it because I felt like it was unoriginal. But the Saskatoon Sniperoon would absolutely be number one.
I'm gonna actually roll the clip right now of when Matt and Shane won their first Stanley Cup.
Oh my god. Oh, I didn't shoot it quick enough.
Kind of want to hear what you guys thought about my team names here. You guys just kind of shook your head and didn't give me a little answer here. Do we
I find it funny that you went with the Oriole, but Baltimore already has the Orioles.
It's because I started with the Baltimore Thunder, and then I was like trying to think of an NFL one, and I just thought of Baltimore Orioles. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna add a different one to that.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I like it. All right. Well, I would like to preface before I go forward with mine. I would just like to say, whoever came up with this question, I'm a bit ashamed of you that we're giving Shane another opportunity to name
I
a team.
said that to you guys. I said that in the group chat. I said, do you not remember last time what happened when you guys let me create names? No one listened. No one cared.
Not good. Look, mine is not original whatsoever, but it's got to be done. And so yesterday I was watching baseball. I was watching the Jays play the New York Yankees, and I actually found myself enjoying baseball. I was like, damn, like I can totally get behind grabbing a snack, a drink, watching this. And that's why I'm bringing back the Montreal Expos to Montreal. I'm not coming up with a team name. I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just bringing the Expos back to Montreal.
Yeah, at least I tried last time.
Montreal.
Now you're just bringing something back.
I agree with
being
Shane.
lazy.
This
I'm
is
being
bad.
lazy.
That's bad. I don't
Kind
like
of soft.
I'm okay. Well,
Dawson. I want you to think of something else right now.
all right. The Montreal Crimson Tide is going to be the new NBA team.
So now you're just
in
taking a
Montreal.
look at what people are wearing and throwing that into the team
All
name.
right, the Montreal Huskies are going to be. All right, I'm bringing a basketball team to Montreal. They're going to be called the Montreal Dribblers.
All right. Fair enough.
But the Expos are coming back too with me.
Surprised you didn't go with
Good for
Fire.
one.
No, I went with football too. Matt, Texas needs another football team as much as I hate the Cowboys. I'm not a huge fan of the Texans these days, but they deserve another team. They're pretty much the home of football in the States. So I went with the San Antonio Spartans. They also have a huge stadium there. I actually did a little bit of research for this one, looked up like where the most fitting cities would be. And yeah, San Antonio, the Spartans coming soon.
Yeah, I like that. I always liked the team name Spartans. I always thought that was cool. It's kind of why I like Michigan State.
Also, speaking of just NHL, going back to that a little bit, when I was a kid, I would always make the Honolulu Millionaires, and there was a logo of a dollar bill, and that was always my creative team. So I guess that would be my team if I had.
There you go.
There we go. I like that one. I agree with that one. All right, as Dawson said last time, I'm not very good at this, but I feel like maybe I got better. Maybe this second chance was something I needed.
The Edmonton Elephants.
What was the other one? The other one was way
With the
worse.
Washington Flyer Ants.
Yeah, there it is.
I just want to say if for whatever reason they're named the Fire Ants, I win, and that's all that matters.
Shane, if they name them the Fire Ants, I will give you $10,000 cash in a briefcase.
Sounds good. You all heard it.
All right.
Washington
Let's hear
is
it.
called the Fire Ants. We will be on Instagram Live where that
The transaction
goes down. All right. So both the NBA, the NFL, and the NHL are at 32 teams now. Obviously, with Seattle coming in. So I'm going to try and get the NBA to 32. So it starts with getting 31, and that's Montreal. I feel like we need another one in Canada, and the biggest market outside of Toronto in Canada is Montreal in sports. So I'm calling them the Montreal Royals because of Mount Royal.
Also, there was like a semi-pro team in Montreal that were called the Royals
I was
too.
gonna say I've
I
definitely
like to see them a few
know
times. It's a good name. That's a very good name. I'll give it to
There
you.
you go.
simple.
I honestly can say I did not know there was a team that was called that.
Yeah, I mean they played in like John Abbott's gym, so I don't know how semi-pro they were, but they were good.
I'm gonna name my Montreal basketball franchise CB Montreal. Just going off of what the Impact went to, like that's just
Brutal.
not great. Anyways, I think
Yeah,
that
let's
was
hear number 32. Wait, are we going to number 32?
I was just saying I'm going to start
okay.
to get to 32.
Okay.
all right. So yeah, I think everyone but Dawson had good names there, but Dawson, you just brought on yourself, man. Like
I know, but I want the Expos back.
create an expansion franchise.
All right,
They
all
bring one back.
I
Come on.
apologize.
All right, let's go to our second question here. And since the first week of free agency is over, the question is, who is the current winner of free agency? And maybe you guys are thinking I'm being crazy, but to me, this was easy. They won on day one. That was the New England Patriots. They, like, whether you're mad that they spent so much money, they signed some big names. Like, first of all, they got their quarterback back in Cam Newton, so there, he knows the offense. You don't have to teach a new guy a new bag of tricks or whatever. They got Matt Judon, Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith, Jalen Mills, Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, and Kyle Van Noyback. Like those are popular names in the NFL.
Absolutely.
And I think they're 100% the winners of free agency easily.
Look, maybe it's, the Colts recently not wanting to spend any money at all, and Chris Ballard's rubbing off on me a bit, but I don't like. I think we can all agree they overpaid for some guys.
The Patriots?
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's free agency, man. It's not like
it is.
You're not gonna sign a big name without throwing money around, Like,
absolutely.
The one thing I will say about that, though, with the overpay is they structured the contracts obviously in a really smart way so that, like, let's say, like, Judon got a big contract. His cancels out after 2 years. Like, there's no huge dead cap if he plays like shit for them and they have to cut him after 2 years, So they approached it well. Obviously, there's overpayment. Like Matt said, it's free agency. It's going to happen, but.
Yeah.
Like
Free
agency
there's no doubt that on paper, the Patriots did the best this year. Are we going to look back next year and say, like, oh, shit, they had so many other holes they needed to address that they didn't? Maybe. I don't know. But on paper, I will give it to you. Absolutely.
And to me, the only thing is, like, if you're going to say, like, you overpaid for a guy in free agency, like, to me, I'm just going to tell you that's a terrible argument because free agency in the NFL is just a glorified bidding war for players. Like whoever is going to dish out the most cash is going to get the players. So if you're going to say they're losing because they're spending money, like.
No, it's not that. I'm just more of a future guy. I think the Patriots as an organization didn't handle a losing season very well, and they want to get back to it right away, which in experience, in history, we've seen that doing that through the draft and player development is the best way to build franchises, right? Free agency is not the best way to build franchises. It's the best. It might be the best way to win now, but for a long-term thing.
Free agency is like you're one piece away. That's how I've always viewed free agency. Is you sign a guy because he's the guy that's going to bring you to the place that you want to go. But that's why I agree with you. The draft, you have to build through the draft and everything. And once you build that, that's when you can jump into free agency.
Yeah. And look, I'm biased because the Colts are like right now what they're doing is they're building through the draft entirely. We had $40 million in cap this year. We signed not a scrub, but like a second tier, third tier pass rusher from the Chargers. And that's it. And we re-signed some guys, you know what I mean? So again, I'm biased on this, but I don't think it's the way to build a franchise. But free agency, if we're talking strictly free agency, they absolutely won free agency because they signed the best guys available.
I agree with you. I have the Pats winning, but I do agree with you, Dawson. I think I saw a stat the last 3 years or 2 years, the teams who've given out the most guaranteed money and biggest contract have been the Jets and the Jaguars.
Yeah, I
They
saw a
also
stat too.
combined for
Not
the
to cut
worst
you off, but
records. They
that's
combined
it.
for the worst records over the last 2 years.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
like I saw
I completely agree with you. The
the
Patriots,
Jags.
though,
Sorry,
You're-
you go.
yeah, no, the Patriots this year to me though, smart contracts, and also like proven players for the most part. Like Judon is a guy that you know what you're getting with him. Hunter Henry as well. I love that guy. Jonnu, we'll see where that goes. I like him personally. So yeah, there's some big names. I like Jalen Mills obviously as an Eagles fan. I hope they don't use him on an island because he does get burned quite a bit. But other than that, no, I definitely think the Patriots won this are winning so far.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. I just want to give a quick shout out to my boy Mickey Loomis, GM of the Saints.
Hey, wait, don't jump in here because there's 3 other people that got to go.
Just saying, the guy was $105 million over cap and somehow made it under without completely gutting the entire franchise.
So good transition. The Saints I have 2 co-winners of free agency. The first is the Saints for me. Because anyone can shed 105 or whatever it is in cap. But doing that and keeping the players that he did is one of the most impressive things I've seen in recent history. Just
Can I
because
just say something I forgot to say? It's not only Mickey Loomis. I forget what the guy's name is, but apparently the Saints have like a cap god in
they have their Jonah Hill from Moneyball.
Literally, like apparently, there's a guy who can manipulate the cap.
That's how Howie Roseman became the GM of the Eagles. He was like just a huge economics guy, and he's been doing that too for years. So
that's sick.
I love that. Though, like GMs that can do that consistently are just like it's invaluable. And when they get fired, you don't realize what happens. But teams with bad GMs, you realize how bad they are when it comes to trying to shed cap effectively.
Listen, all I want to say before we move on is I do that tremendously in NHL. So whatever team fires their GM next, this is my official application to be your general manager.
Listen, when you can get a line of Connor McDavid, Austin Matthews, and Nikita Kucherov and win the Stanley Cup while being under the cap, you got to sign this man.
All right, so my second winner of free agency is actually the Bengals. Okay, I find the Bengals improved drastically on defense. They signed Trey Hendrickson, Mike Hilton, and Chidobe Awuzie, and Larry Ogunjobi. And they managed to get their guy at left tackle. Riley Reef is a very good left tackle. I wanted him on the
I just saw something that he's starting at right tackle.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Either way. They got a tackle to protect Joe Burrow, which was a huge issue last year. They're definitely going to address some other O-line issues in the draft and things like that. But I find the improvements they made on defense with the young talent they already have, I think they did really, really well in free agency this year. They did pay for some guys like the Patriots, like everyone else in free agency, but I really liked the pieces they added. Who else said? Shane, did you go?
Or not? Is the cam not going? Am I going?
No, I was in agreement with that. But I'll give an honorable mention to Washington. Signed William Jackson, Curtis Samuel. Like they're huge, and I'm scared now, but
it's magic.
We'll see about him.
All right, like Dawson, I have 2 co-winners, and they don't really have to do with anything that you guys talked about. It comes through just filling, like I said before, filling in those 2 guys that are that guy or those 2 guys that are going to put you over the top. To me, it's the Browns. They saw they needed a defensive back core. They saw they needed to get better, and they signed 2 starters from the best defense in the NFL. They signed Troy Hill at corner, and they signed John Johnson at safety. So, obviously, I think Andrew Barry, I think that's his name, their GM, he saw the holes on his roster and attacked them. He didn't spend too much over what I thought he would have had to pay for those guys. And he didn't add players that he didn't need to add just to make a splash in free agency. He also re-signed Rashard Higgins, who Baker Mayfield has vouched for many times. He said he loves him. So obviously you got to keep your quarterback happy. So Baker's happy. The second team might be a little shocked, but it's the Buffalo Bills. They had a bunch of free agents and found a way to bring all those free agents back to a 13-3 team. So they didn't mess with their chemistry. They didn't lose guys that they couldn't afford to lose. So they're basically bringing back the same team. I think Emmanuel Sanders, to me, is better than John Brown. So they upgraded there. And Mitch Trubisky is a far better quarterback than Matt Barkley for whatever reason. If Josh Allen goes down, obviously it's a drop in quarterback play, but you still have a starting quarterback instead of relying on Matt Barkley to try and lead your team.
Also, maybe one of the biggest fish signings, the Giants there, your boy.
Don't worry about it. I called it. I said it since day one.
Congratulations, sir. I would just like
Thank
to
you.
add that.
Thank you.
Also, for all my Colts fans, hashtag bring TY home. That's all I got to say.
I just want to say, Dawson, I want you to run this clip back of Shane predicting that the Giants were going to sign Kenny Golladay.
Oh, fuck, I have to go back and find that?
Go ahead and find that and put her in.
All right. God damn it.
All right. Well, let's move on. And it's to a segment that I guess we're just going to call it NBC Awards. So we already started the season by giving out our predictions for these awards, and now we're giving out our mid-season awards. So when we say the defensive player of the year in the NFL is this person, in the NBA is this person, we're not saying they're going to win it. It says if the season ended today, this is the person who should win. Right? So we'll start with the NBA, and we'll start with we'll end off both of these leagues with MVP, but we'll start with the defensive player of the year. For me, it's Ben Simmons. I think he's been probably the leader of the pack in that discussion since maybe week 3 or 4. I think it's just a matchup nightmare for anyone he's defending, and it was honestly, I feel like he's going to win a couple of these.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be Ben Simmons. My heart, though, I really, really wish Lou Dort could win Defensive Player of the Year. He's special, man. And if he was a bigger name, I think he would be in the conversation more. But because he's, not a huge name and he plays in OKC, who's like an okay team, but I really, really like Lou Dort. But my pick is Ben Simmons.
Yeah, me 3. Not much to add there.
All right.
It's probably going to happen.
I'm going Miles Turner.
He's
First
played
in
well.
blocks, third in contested shots a game. He's a freak. When you're trying to shoot against him, he's almost impossible. And he's playing less. I said he was third in contested shots a game, and he's playing a lot less minutes than the 2 guys ahead of him. So that's another thing. He plays in Indiana, so who cares? But, I mean, it's a personal award.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going Miles Turner. I don't disagree with the Ben Simmons. I think he's going to win it. I'm just saying if I was a voter, my vote would go to Miles Turner.
Interesting. Move on to our Rookie of the Year. This, I think it's going to be unanimous, and that's LaMelo Ball. Is currently leading all rookies in points, assists, and rebounds, I believe. He's not rebounds?
Not points, I don't think.
Not points? You sure?
I think it's Anthony Edwards. I think he just passed him now.
Okay, well, he was anyways. It sucks because he's not going to win it because he just fractured his wrist. He's probably out for the year. So I think the front runner now has to be Anthony Edwards, who's going to be a special player in this NBA, let me add. But both of these guys are really – honestly, they're definitely deserving of it. But right now today, easily LaMelo Ball. He's been the best rookie this year for sure. Yeah,
I think it is. And, again, it sucks that he's not going to win it. But let's not – again, you didn't, but let's not take anything away from Anthony Edwards either. The kid is a freak. Mm-hmm. He's really good.
He's only getting better too.
Yeah.
Kid has hops, man.
Yeah. It's
yeah, I agree. LaMelo, but probably now it's going to be Anthony Edwards.
I put Anthony Edwards just because of LaMelo's out for the year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But if you're giving them out today, would you give it to LaMelo?
LaMelo didn't get hurt yesterday, then I would be saying LaMelo, yeah.
Okay, so. But I'm saying, like, it's not like a prediction. It's
everything that's happened so far this year.
Like if the season ended.
I'm saying at the end of the year, if I'm voting, I'm not gonna give a guy who only played half the year.
No, he's saying if the season ended today, though.
This is our mid-season awards. This isn't our mid-season prediction for awards.
LaMelo.
Okay. All right. So we'll go to our Coach of the Year. Honestly, I think this is I think it's an easy pick. Yeah, it's Quinn Snyder.
Yeah.
He's taken that Jazz team to the top of a top-heavy Western Conference, I guess. There's like 3 or 4 teams that are surprisingly not ahead of them. They're having themselves a year, and he was the coach for Team LeBron, I think. So, it's definitely him.
Yeah, nothing to add. Next question.
No argument.
I disagree.
Ooh.
I'm choosing the guy I chose at the beginning of the year, Monty Williams. The Suns are second place in the West. They haven't made the playoffs since 2009, 2010. The Jazz make the playoffs every year. They're 2 games back of the Jazz. No one thought anybody was going to catch the Jazz. They're 2 games back. So I'm going Monty Williams.
Shout out to freaking Chris Paul, man. He just knows how to be on the team.
He knows how to bring a winning culture.
Literally.
10K assists too.
Winning culture. How many rings does he have?
You know what I mean?
Doesn't matter if you don't got the cha-ching, baby.
Where has he played? What teams has he gone to and then brought them to the playoffs?
I don't care.
Teams that should have been in the playoffs.
Win a championship, man.
The teams that did not deserve to be in the playoffs. How many teams has he brought them to the playoffs?
I don't know, 3?
There you go, 3. That's enough. That's a winning culture that he's building.
I don't know. I find it hard to believe you could call them a winning culture when they're not winning when it matters. Like you could win in the regular season all you want.
Teams that don't belong in the playoffs to the playoffs. If they don't belong in the playoffs, how do you expect them to win a ring?
That has nothing to do with it.
Thank you. Next.
It has nothing to do with it.
You just said he's bringing teams to the playoffs that don't deserve to be in the playoffs.
But it doesn't matter if
But
you're
if they're in the playoffs and they don't deserve to be, how do you think they're going to win a championship?
I don't understand what you're saying. You're saying he's bringing a winning culture.
Does anybody understand what I'm saying?
I tuned out. I was
gonna say I tapped out a little bit. Honestly, it's got a little bit off track.
Right, next question.
All I can say is LeBron brought Zildrunas Ilgauskas to the NBA Finals.
I'll say I don't associate the word culture with any single player. I think that's more of like a coach's word. I feel like if you're talking about winning culture, it's something that's sustained over years. So he's a winner, absolutely, but winning culture would be like, is the team successful after he leaves? In my opinion.
Interesting.
All right.
Okay. We'll go to our 6th man of the year. Another guy from the Utah Jazz was an ex-LA Laker, and that's Jordan Clarkson. Having himself quite the breakout year. Coming off the bench, doing very well for that team. He's a big part of it, and he's a big reason why they're ahead in the standings there.
Shout out to my boy from the 6 from Montreal, Mr. Chris Boucher. His first half of the year, I don't know if you guys remember, like December, November, January, he was like very good. Like 20 plus, like 20, 25 points a game. Like he was lethal. So I have Chris Boucher for everything that's gone on in the first half of the year. Play 2-3 more months, I think Jordan Clarkson edges him out, but that's not the game. If the season ended today, I like Chris Boucher.
I want it to be Chris Boucher. I went with Jordan Clarkson as well, just because, like, I think any guy on a winning team is gonna have a little bit of an edge. So I'm going with Jordan Clarkson as well.
I'm going Clarkson also. You guys already basically said everything.
Okay. Who do our most improved player? I was looking at a lot of like the odds-on favorites to win, and this one he wasn't an odds-on favorite. And the most improved player for me is Julius Randle.
That's crazy that he's not odds-on favorite.
Like he's not. I think he's like 4th.
Oh, okay.
So but it was like I think I forget who it was, but someone was like super favorite. Someone I'm forgetting, but I think Christian Wood was 2, but I didn't even want to give it to him because he missed a while. But Julius Randle has just taken that Knicks team to new heights out of nowhere. He's an all-star playing phenomenal, so I had to give it to him.
If any of you know anything about this podcast or sports, is you want to always be in Shane's good book. So Zach LaVine, he's always been a star, but like this year he's an all-star, and he's taking a pretty crappy Bulls team, and like they're still pretty crappy, but he's doing a lot with a little in Chicago. So Zach LaVine, you're most improved for moi.
I went Julius Randle also. Look, last year he got paid. Everyone, like, he didn't play up to standards, I guess. The Knicks were the Knicks. But this year he's definitely turned it around, so I'm going to give it to him.
He and Cam are 5 for 5 here.
Yeah, it's a little weird, but
Big pals.
All right. One with Jeremy Grant.
That he was the number one. I think he was yeah, it was him. 100% it was him.
He's averaging 11.3 more points per game than he was last year.
Wild. The Pistons also fucking suck.
But it's not a team award. It is a player.
No, it is not. It is not. It is not at all.
That is all I have to say about Jeremy Grant.
Yeah.
All right.
But I'm very happy that Zach LaVine was mentioned in this conversation.
I got you.
All right, let's move on to MVP. And it pains me to say that I do not have LeBron James as my award winner, although I do think he is the most valuable player in the NBA and has been ever since he entered the league. But also, I just want to wish my boy LeBron a quick and healthy recovery. He sprained his ankle, what looked like a freak injury, and you don't like to see anyone go down, especially your favorite athlete of all time.
So many people are saying Solomon Hill did that on purpose.
Yeah, no.
To me, it didn't look like it was on purpose at all, honestly. It looked like it was just a crazy play. Anyways, MVP is another guy who's hurt for me, and it's Joel Embiid. I think he's been the most dominant player in the NBA this year, and it sucks because he's probably not going to win it either now that he's hurt. So if I have to make a prediction, a Jokic, but
Yeah.
if he continues on like playing this way, he's probably going to win it. But Joel Embiid gets my midseason MVP.
Me too. I was going to prepare a whole speech, but me too.
yeah, call it 6 for 6. Nothing really to add.
Cam, we're vibing today.
But yeah, with the injury, like, it's hard to – like, Jokic was already in the conversation. Now we'll see how many games LeBron and JoJo miss, but special.
I took him too, but I just think him and LeBron were so far ahead of everybody else that it's still going to be one of them too.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I think Embiid will. I think it's going to be Embiid because he's going to come back with more time left in the season than LeBron is. Like he'll come back before LeBron, obviously. I think, and that's going to
be. Just said it was like 3 to 4 weeks for LeBron.
Yeah.
Yeah, high ankle sprains are tricky injuries. Like no matter what sport you're talking about, that's probably one of the most like uncomfortable and hard to come back from injuries. Like
and not for nothing, the Lakers are in trouble. They're only 2.5 games ahead of 6th place.
That's wild.
And they looked brutal yesterday without AD or LeBron. It kind of makes you think, like, the LeBron James effect. Like, whenever he leaves the team, they suck. Like, Cleveland, both times he left, he suckt.
I mean, like, you take any 2 superstars off, like, one of the best.
No, fair. Yeah, fair enough. But, like, you think about it. Like,
no. I know what you're saying. I agree.
They look bad.
You made me realize I thought the Lakers were deep and, like, they had a good bench. Like, they're not that deep.
No, they're okay. It's just they're not a championship winning team whatsoever without those 2 players.
They got Kuz. So
remember when LeBron James left the Cavs the first year?
Yeah, they were fucking horrible.
Well, they still haven't recovered, so.
Yeah, like the first time he left, I think they got Kyrie Irving the year after. Like that's how bad they were. Like, oh man, just
think about that. They turned 3 number 1 overall picks into Kyrie, who's not there, Anthony Bennett, who's Anthony Bennett, and Kevin Love, who was Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah,
like imagine being gifted 3 number 1 overall picks.
I always wanted to see what would have happened if they kept Wiggins with LeBron.
I think he would be an all-star.
I think his development would have been better for sure.
I also saw something today that apparently the Cavs want Wiggins back.
Interesting.
Because apparently Golden State wants Andre Drummond. So apparently the Cavs want Wiggins for Drummond.
Okay. Well, that was our NBA awards, our midseason NBA awards. Let's go on to the NHL awards. We're not going to do the Art Ross or Rocket Richard because Art Ross, Rosh. The Art Ross is for most points in the season. Connor McDavid currently leads by 9 with 60. Rocket Richard is for most goals. Austin Matthews and Connor McDavid are both tied at 21 for most goals.
Tyler Toffoli, though.
He's hurt. He's out 3 games now.
Yeah, he's out for the entire.
And they just announced KK and Armia have COVID.
Are you serious?
I just saw that. Yeah.
Wow. Fuck. That's not great because we're very close to first place right now, and these games with Edmonton are kind of a big deal.
Huge, yeah.
Sheesh.
Michael Pro League, he's coming in.
Also,
Is he actually? Is he? I mean,
He
makes
has
sense.
to.
Yeah, he does. I'm
Yeah.
excited.
quick
I wanted to
quick
see.
shout out to all my Montreal boys. We won a game in extra time.
Oh,
We did it.
Yeah.
In the
I
blue jersey.
felt the weight lift
In
off
the
my
blue
shoulders
jerseys.
when they won. Like it was.
Did you see Carey Price after they won? He's skating towards his team and he fucking grabs the monkey and throws it off his back. It's hilarious.
That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. So Art Ross, Connor McDavid, Rocket Richard, Connor McDavid, and Austin Matthews co-winners. Let's start with our Vezina Trophy winners, and I have Andrei Vasilevsky leading the league in wins, second in save percentage among starting goalies, because there's obviously some backups that have better, and I think his goals against average is number 1 as well. And he's playing on the best team, the best record. I mean, he does have a great team in front of him, but goalie play does come into play, and to me, he's head and shoulders above everyone except for maybe Marc-Andre Fleury right now. Marc-Andre Fleury was playing really. I mean, he's gone off a couple since last week, but he's been having a good season too. If I couldn't give it to Vasilevsky, I'd give it to Fleury.
I'm with you as well.
Yeah, I have Vasi too.
I think a lot of these are going to be unanimous again.
I do like Fleury though. Like Fleury's doing this at how old now? Like 35, 36 or whatever. Like
I'm not gonna lie. I knew you all were gonna take Vasilevsky, so I tried to make an argument for Fleury, and I failed miserably. So I just went back to Vasilevsky.
Another person who might get votes is Philip Grubauer. He's doing very well. I think he's ahead of Vasilevsky on save.
It's those three, and they're the top 3 in every category.
He's having a really good year. That's good for my prediction for Colorado being the Stanley Cup champs, because if he can get hot in the playoffs, it'd be nice.
Yeah.
Let's go to our Selke Award for best defensive forward, and I'm picking Shane's original pick here, Mark Stone. He has 35 points. He's got a plus 18 plus minus. This guy is playing phenomenal. I know Shane doesn't like the whole plus minus stat, but
Stat in the sport.
I disagree. But
I hate it.
Literally, I'm telling you, there's no team that looks at it. No teams look at it.
fair enough.
There's
But
a bunch of players who hate it.
I definitely think it's a stat to be looked at least. Like,
Wait, why do you guys hate it?
Because it's a stat that teams don't look at. Like, if a team's not going to look at, why do I need to look at it?
Well, just to me, like, just the very simple argument is, like, I don't know, pick your favorite defenseman, like Cale Makar, let's say.
Yeah.
Like he could have 50 goals, 100 points, and if he's on the ice every time the D-man that he's paired up with screws up and the other team scores, his plus minus is shit.
Yeah.
But also think about it this way, right? Like a guy like Joel Edmondson, guy who's leading the league in plus minus right now, isn't the flashiest of defensemen, but he was the perfect pickup for a guy like Jeff Petrie who likes to join the rush.
I know, but okay, so by that same argument, like, and not to be like picky, but would you consider Joel Edmondson the best defenseman? Because
No, I just said he's not a flashy defenseman at all.
No, right.
I'm not
okay.
saying that having the best plus
No,
minus
right.
means you're head and shoulders above everyone.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's definitely a stat to be looked at.
I know, but to me, it's with stats. I try to be really objective. Like if I see a guy like him, like I don't know what Cale Makar's plus minus is, but it's obviously less than Edmondson. Like
Yeah.
Like,
but just think about it,
You
right?
can't
Like,
use it objectively and say it applies to every single player. I don't like using it for
the thing is, you do not have to be involved in the play whatsoever to get a plus or a minus. You can literally step on the ice, 2 seconds later someone scores, and you're either a minus or a plus, depending on what team scored.
Do you
Fair
guys
enough.
like the second assist?
Yes.
Yeah, I like it. Absolutely. Yeah.
To me, when it comes to defensemen, it definitely matters. If you want to get mad at it for forwards, be mad. I understand your argument a little bit more, but also like a defenseman's not really going to be changing when a team's about to score on them, right? So I think that
unrelated, I have
that
Mark
makes
Stone.
sense.
The goals that Montreal's scoring, you're saying Edmondson, I think he still leads the league. But you're saying, yeah, he leads the league, but maybe he just stepped on the ice.
When they
When Montreal scores, that's
That's a
why
lot of what ifs.
You
That's a
think
lot
he
of what
stepped on
ifs.
the ice 26 times when they
That's not what I'm saying. There's some of them. I'm sure he had just like he wasn't even in the offensive zone when they scored. I'm sure there were some of them. Like that's why it's not a stat that needs to be looked at.
to me it's more or less like
Play.
there's been 26 times more you've been on the ice for a goal rather than getting scored on. And to me, if you look at a guy who's a high plus minus, it's just a guy who's going to be on the ice when a team's not scoring on you. Like,
You got to be good to be lucky.
yeah.
Anyways, I have Stone too. So
I have Alexander Barkov. Florida's been a bit of a shocker for me this year. Like, not a shock. Like, they're good on paper, but Barkov's playing really well. So is Huberdeau. Um, but yeah, I like them a lot, and I like Barkov. So yeah, I would give it to him right now. Absolutely.
I rode with Stone again. First in takeaways amongst forwards at 31. And like his takeaway per 60 minutes played is 3.64, which is ridiculously high. And like I was trying to, that's another thing, I was trying to make a case for Austin Matthews because a lot of people don't realize how good he is defensively. He's up there with Stone and even better than Stone in some categories. Just I look at the shorthanded ice time, and I think he had like a minute all year. Like Stone's averaging a minute 12 every game shorthanded, so that's why I went with Stone.
Mm-hmm. I feel like we had our predictions at the start of the year. Like, I feel like if your guy's in contention for it, you just got to kind of ride with him. Like,
Gotta ride with him.
Like with Vasi, like I think I picked Vasi to win the Vezina. Like, I'm just going to take him again. I mean, he's probably going to win it, but like with Mark's, like, I mean, I picked Romanov. Like, that was a hopeful pick. I mean, that was just a shot in the dark, and he hasn't had the greatest season, but he hasn't been terrible, but he's just not as good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Giants are back in action.
That's
Dory Jackson, 3 years, $39 million.
I knew this was going to happen.
Oh, yeah?
I knew this was going to happen because he was supposed to show up to the Eagles facility today, and he never did. So
I just want to say
he wasn't going to be signing.
I just want to say for the record that when I told Shane that the Giants were looking at a Dory Jackson, Shane looked at me. He's like, I don't even know why they're doing that. He's not even that good.
Not.
He's fucking the best.
He's not. I'm not.
You guys don't get how underrated he is.
No, I don't like Adoree Jackson. I think they could have found someone better in the draft. Adoree Jackson is literally making a name for himself in the league because he's fast.
Yeah, because he was sick in college.
Yeah.
But I mean, Joe Judge is a special teams guru, and Adoree Jackson is a great returner. So
it's a lot of money for a return.
That definitely adds to, I guess, the signing.
For sure.
I have no idea why he was not returning anything in Tennessee. Like he. But anyways, hopefully.
Doesn't have Khalif Raymond.
I don't know.
All right, let's move on to our Norris Award for Best Defenseman. I had Cale Makar at the start of the year. If you would have asked me this maybe a month ago, I would have rolled with Cale Makar. But right now, I think it just has to be Victor Hedman. He's the best defenseman in the league, and I don't think it's close anymore, especially after this year. He's the odds-on favorite easily. Although special shout out to Jeff Petrie, man.
My pick.
Guy's having a year.
That's my pick. Jeff Petrie. Again, huge bias. Don't care. He's having a year. It's not like I'm pulling it out of my ass.
Goals right now. This award often goes to guys who are like super offensive. So listen, I like it. Jeff Petrie's my pick too. Although I did have Quinn Hughes, and I think he still has a chance because Vancouver's turning around a little bit, but we'll see. I like Jeff Petrie though.
I'm taking Hedman too. He's been the best defenseman. It's not close for the past like 3 or 4 years. He's first in points, like tied for first in assists amongst defensemen. He's over a point per game. Like they tend to always give it to the guy who has the most points, so it's pretty obvious they're gonna give it to Hedman.
It's not like he's a duster on defense either. Yeah. Like he's pretty great. Like
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go on to our Calder Award for Rookie of the Year, and shout out Shaner for his rookie.
He's a rookie. It's not me making the rules. It is not me he is
like Ben Simmons
as a rookie.
But Kirill Kaprizov gets my vote easily.
Yeah.
He's having himself a year, and he looks like he might end up being an absolute star in this league. Yeah. So Kirill Kaprizov gets my Rookie of the Year. And make sure that you guys listening on Spotify know that I put air quotes.
I'm doing the Air Bunnies too. He's not a rookie, but he's also my pick.
He's my pick. I mean, like regardless, like I know the rookie argument, whatever, but he's electric, man. I've been watching some of his highlights the last couple of weeks. It's just absolutely ridiculous what he does with the puck on his stick. If he's not scoring, he passes the puck like better than a lot of players in the NHL, and he has how old he is, a little bit irrelevant for my argument because he's still better than a lot of people right now. So, by far the front runner.
Dollar Bill Kirill the Thrill, baby. First in points, goals, and assists, obviously. So it's not close. It's a runaway. Should be unanimous. I don't care how old he is. Under the rules, he is a rookie. He deserves the award. It should be unanimous.
Taking our rookie out of the conversation, I would give it to Lankinen's his name, I think, out of Chicago. He's having himself a year as their goalie. But let's move on to our Jack Adams Award for Coach of the Year. And I have Joel Quenneville of the Florida Panthers. Taking that team that not a lot of people thought were going to be that great to third overall in the league. And you do have Huberdeau and Barkov, which does definitely help.
Can I just say a statement here before you continue?
Yep.
Lankinen is 25 years old, by the way.
Interesting.
There you go. There's your rookie.
Damn.
That kind of takes away my argument then. Where was he playing?
No, he's from Finland, so I'm assuming he was playing in Finland.
Okay, then never mind. He's not my rookie of the year.
Thank you.
I hate that man.
Next.
All right. Well, Matt, I think we went, except for Jeff Petrie, I think we matched up perfectly. I have Quenneville too. That's my Coach of the Year.
I was thinking about giving it to Barry Trotz, but you know what? The way Florida shocked me, I'm gonna give it to Quenneville as well. But Barry Trotz has a little system going in New York after winning the cup with Washington, so full respect to him. But Quenneville's my guy just for the shock value that he gave me this year.
All right. Like Matt said before, if the guy you picked at the beginning of the year is in the conversation, you ride with him until the end. Dean Evason in Minnesota, currently third in the West. No one had Minnesota making the playoffs. They are now third in the West, 12th in the league, and have played less games than everybody in front of them except for one, and they played the same amount of games. So they have room to move up the standings. Like I said, no one had them in the playoffs. Here we are. He deserves it. I'm going to ride with him.
All right.
You're so smart and cute.
Thank you.
And now we go on to our Hart Trophy. And I know Shaner's excited for this one. He hasn't told me who his pick is, but I already know who it is, and it's not mine.
Everybody already knows who my pick is.
My pick, and I'm very passionate about this, for Hart Trophy is Connor McDavid. He is the NHL leader in goals. He is the NHL leader in points. He is head and shoulders above every single player in this NHL, and it's not close. He is the most valuable player in this NHL. He is way better than anyone in the NHL. No one's going to argue me on that. Patrick Kane is having himself a year. It's not even close to as good as Connor McDavid. And people are thinking, I'm going to give Patrick Kane a vote because he's doing well, and just taking away from the fact that Connor McDavid is so great. And it's like the LeBron James effect. Everyone's like, I expect LeBron to do this, so I'm not going to give him the MVP when he is the best player. And it just upsets me. Connor McDavid,
I'm gonna go
100% the Hart Trophy.
I'm going to go before the rest of you because Patrick Kane is my pick. All right?
Well, I'm not even going to go because I have McDavid too. So
Good.
Skip my turn.
Patrick Kane, I understand your argument from Connor McDavid, but understand what Patrick Kane is doing in Chicago with no one else. Taves isn't there. Kirby Doc isn't there. Their decor is horrible, and he's third in points. Playoffs, they're right now tied for a playoff spot. They're like number 5 because of the tiebreaker or whatever. But understand what you're taking away from Patrick Kane right now.
I'm not taking anything away from Patrick
Understand what
Kane.
Patrick Kane is doing. And
I literally said I'm not taking anything away from Patrick Kane. I think
Another
people are
thing-
taking stuff away from Connor McDavid.
Another thing is who's sitting number 2 in points right now? Who's sitting number 2 in Hart Trophy?
Leon Draisaitl.
Thank you. How can you have 2 guys being more valuable than one? How?
I'm going to step in before Matt responds. Shane, I'm in 100% agreement with you. Patty Kane is the Hart Trophy winner for me this year.
How can you have 2 guys more valuable than one?
Because they're both so good, they make each other so good.
No, Again,
You're just
I
stuck in
agree.
this argument. Like, it was the same thing with the Heisman. You're like, these 3 guys are in the Heisman, but look who won the fucking Heisman. But that's
I still stand by it. You still had 3 guys trying to beat one. Anyways,
yeah, and
I'm
who
not
the
talking
best
about
player
Heisman.
won the award. Doesn't matter.
Whatever.
Like,
You're asking me for my opinion. My opinion. Is this not my opinion? Is my
Your
opinion
opinion.
not matter?
your opinion.
There you go.
All right.
I
Connor
think Patty
McDavid.
Kane has a serious shot at it. That's
I
all.
think he's got a serious shot because I think that I can understand what's going through the voters' heads. They're like, you know what, we're going to give it to Connor McDavid anyways. Might as well give it.
But listen, I understand you're passionate about this, but the award is the most valuable player on the team.
You can't tell me that.
But Matt, you cannot. I'm not. Matt, if anything, to me right now, they're equally valuable. You can't tell me Connor McDavid is more valuable than Patrick Kane is right now.
I can definitely tell you that, like 100%.
How? Okay, so take Patrick Kane
to the
off.
league or to his team?
That is a crazy. Take Patrick Kane off the Blackhawks and tell me where they are in the.
How about we
They're
switch
the worst
them?
team in the
How about we
NHL.
switch them?
Let me just say. Let me just say the next highest person with points on Chicago is 11 points in back of Patrick Kane. They're at 31.
So
Would you like to know who's
42
third?
points.
Would you like to know who's third? A guy who has 25 points.
Can
I'm
you
pretty sure they average 45 years
after
old.
Draisaitl, what happens?
What?
After Draisaitl, what happens?
What happens after?
Like,
that?
They're still Draisaitl.
Like
who's third?
Who's third on Edmonton?
Yeah, and it's not like Draisaitl's like 9 points behind McDavid. It's like
Tyson Berry at 30. Nugent Hopkins at 26.
Like
So
it's
and Darnell
saying
Nurse
he's
at
11
25.
points behind. Draisaitl's 9 points behind McDavid. McDavid has 60 fucking points.
Hey, I'm aware. I'm just saying. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys on Edmonton inside 25 points, and there's 2.
There's also a reason for this. Like,
There's 2.
obviously, guys are gonna have more
There
points
is
if
2.
McDavid has 4 points.
2 of them. 2 people, 25 in Chicago. 5 in Edmonton.
Not for nothing, let me end this off. I don't think Patrick Kane has been shut out in any 3-game stint this year. McDavid has been against Toronto. So there you go, right there.
Oh my God, he has 18 more freaking points. You're telling me about a shutout 3 games? Oh my God, are you serious? The guy has
Do I look like I'm joking?
He has 60 points in like
Do I look
31
like I'm joking?
Kane is
Look
not
me right in the eyes and tell me you think I'm joking.
Look, I think we have to kind of settle what the MVP is. Is it the most valuable person to the team they're playing on, or is it the
Yeah,
most?
it is. I'm basing it on value.
When Taylor Hall won MVP, he didn't lead the league in points. He was third in the league in points when he won.
They have an award for the player who leads the league in points for a reason. That doesn't get
He
like
brought a shitty team to the playoffs and had 90 points or whatever. That's why he got the MVP, because he was the most valuable player to his team. And I think it's going to be the same situation this year.
Okay.
All right, fuck it. I'm taking Patrick Kane too. Fuck
Thank you.
man.
Thank you.
Fuck you, Dawson. You're a snake.
if the Blackhawks make the playoffs, I'm telling you, Patty Kane probably has more of an argument than McDavid.
Okay.
I think right now he still has an argument, but anyways, I digress.
Moving on.
We'll just
Thank
move
you,
on.
Cam. That's all I have to say. Thanks for having my back.
Yeah, I would have said the same thing for Dawson, but that guy's a freaking snake.
I didn't have anything to contribute, so
That has a snake, and his freaking expansion franchise sucks.
okay, it's just not my day.
Okay, let's move on. Heated voice. Let's move on to our bold prediction of the week. So for our bold predictions of the week, this week, Shaner, you're not going to like me on this one. It's kind of a hopeful one, too. I have Villanova beating Baylor in the Sweet 16. It is definitely bold because Baylor is playing very well, but so is Villanova. And if there's any year that's going to happen, it's freaking this year. So it is bold. I mean, I picked Baylor in my Final Four, but let's just see what happens.
Well, Matt, you're not going to be happy with me. I don't know how far their games spread apart because I have Gonzaga winning their next game, but I do not.
Sunday.
Okay, so I do not have Gonzaga in the Final Four in my bold prediction. I have them in my bracket.
Who do you think's going to take them out? Have you watched their games?
I watched their first game. They played well. Absolutely.
Everyone's saying, "Oh man, they suck." Like they're
No.
not playing against good teams. Like they are freaking playing.
You
well,
watch Baylor's games?
Huh?
Have you watched Baylor's game?
I told you I have Baylor in my. That's why it's my bold prediction. Like, I
Yeah,
have Baylor
Dawson
in my
too.
Final
His
Four.
bold prediction.
Yeah.
You're both knocking off one seed. It's fair. It's fair game.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So that's my pick. So
By the way, I'm sorry, boys, but Illinois, that's tough.
That was bad.
I don't want to talk about it.
I mean,
Fuck
it
you.
happens.
Tough.
Shout out Tom Fernelli. Great.
I'm gonna stay with the madness topic, and I'm gonna go with Houston is gonna lose to Syracuse. One of Houston's best players, Jaro, however you want to say it, played through what looks like a really tough injury. I think it's his hip. Didn't look good. Battled through it the whole game, but I can't see that guy playing another 35 to 40 minutes with that injury. Syracuse looks absolutely dangerous right now with Buddy Boeheim.
You look
And
really
the rest
good.
of the white boy squad. So I like him. I like him to win.
Mhm.
All right. Part of this was to make myself feel better, and part of this is because I kind of believe it. I'm going to say Oral Roberts and Syracuse make the Elite Eight.
That's very bold.
The Oral Roberts part was to make myself feel better. For all you that know that I'm a Gators fan, it was a tough loss.
Yeah, that was brutal. Go check out our Twitter for Shane's live reaction as Ron Swanson from Parks and Recreation. Okay. All right, so that does it for our bold predictions. Might as well talk about March Madness while we can. We're only going to be able to do this probably next week as well, but that's about it. But we're going to move on to a segment we do pretty much every other week. That segment is called Think Fast. For those who don't know what Think Fast is, it's basically I'm just going to ask a question, and everyone's going to have about 8 to 10 seconds to write down the first answer that comes to their mind, and then we're going to debate. So the first question, are you guys ready? There's your test from Mr. Dawson Spooner. The first question of the day is, who is the best quarterback in the NFL not named Patrick Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, or Tom Brady? I feel like I forgot someone, but I wrote this guy down. But I like this guy, so.
So you're not thinking fast. You're just.
Yeah, I'm not thinking fast at all, to be honest.
I'm good to
3,
go.
2, 1, lift them up.
Oh, I like both of those more than
I
mine.
never looked up, but yeah, I'm going
I
with
like those more than
Okay,
mine.
so I had Russell Wilson. Cam and Shane both had Deshaun Watson, and Dawson had Josh Allen. And listen, for me, it was between those three guys. And the way I just took it is one of them won a Super Bowl. One of them has been proven a winner. Has been to two or three Super Bowl. Two. So I just took him. I mean, maybe I'm biased too because I want him to come to the Saints. He said he narrowed his 4 teams down to the Saints, so maybe it's a hopeful pick too. But you can't go wrong with all 3 of those. But I guess I'll just go with the proven winner.
Yeah, I to be honest, I like the Deshaun answer more than my. Well, I probably like both answers more than my Josh Allen answer, but I'll defend it. Josh Allen, fantastic year. I have no doubt that he's going to have, arguably better year next year with more weapons. I like the addition of Emmanuel Sanders too. Stephon Diggs, top 3 receiver in the NFL. I don't see how it can go down from here. Super young guy, so that's my pick.
To be fair to you, Dad, I think it was our first episode we did this question, or maybe it was our second. And we said
No, it was just the debate between who.
They were separated by like 5 yards. Like they were neck and neck all year. So
Yeah,
don't think you could go wrong with either of them. Personally, I like what Deshaun brings to the table a little bit more. But
Got some
We don't-
drama in his life.
we don't
right
like what he brings to the massage table, but we like what he brings to the table.
yeah, I don't. I just want to see what happens with all of this because I honestly, if it's false, I feel very bad for him, and if it's true, then
You can rot in jail.
I feel horrible for what I thought about him. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
anyways,
Just not going to jump to conclusions when
no, exactly,
serious talks.
exactly.
especially
I don't know how
when.
to follow this. I don't know how to jump in and defend him anymore. But
Let's move on then.
I mean, on the field, yeah, I've already said on this podcast. I'm sorry. This is a serious matter. I'm sorry that we're laughing.
No,
It
absolutely.
is.
On the field, I've already said there's no quarterback that I would want more than Deshaun Watson, except for Patrick Mahomes. That's all I have to say.
Okay. So I guess I just put if you could have anyone on your team, all of our team is the Montreal Canadiens. So if you could have anyone on the Montreal Canadiens besides Connor McDavid, who would it be? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is just me coming back at Matt.
Okay, so I had Austin Matthews, Shane had Patrick Kane, and Cam and Dawson both had Nathan McKinnon.
My real answer is Victor Hedman, but I just want to piss Matt off.
Interesting. Okay. I picked Austin Matthews because I think, Tyler Toffoli is scoring, but I think the Habs' biggest issue right now is having a pure goal scorer. And I know I said earlier in an earlier episode that I think David Pasternak's the best goal scorer in the NHL, but I think right now it's Austin Matthews. The way he's playing. So I'll just put him on the Habs. I feel like him with either Suzuki or Drouin.
Are you sure it's not McDavid because he does have the same amount of goals?
Well, I said
You just said Austin Matthews is the best goal scorer. Are we sure it's not Connor McDavid?
I said he might be, but I don't know why you're coming at me. You have no argument that McDavid is not the best player in the NHL. So yeah, Austin Matthews, put him on the first line. I think a lot of people. I think Drouin gets the short end of the stick because he doesn't have a freaking pure goal scorer on his team and on his line. And I think people would start to realize his value if they had a guy like Austin Matthews on that. I mean, you could say that about a bunch of other guys, but I just think that Drouin is the most talented player on the Habs. So offensively,
I mean, if Austin Matthews wasn't a Leaf, he'd probably be my pick. But you're fucking sick in the head if you think I'd ever take a Leaf on my team. Nathan McKinnon, he's a fantastic top 3 player in the NHL. Can't go wrong with having him on my squad.
Yeah, I like Nate McKinnon too. Just a leadership, the culture he brings to the not culture. That's a word I said I don't associate with individual players, but I like his attitude. I mean, he's a good leader and obviously he can produce. So yeah, definitely a guy the Habs need, a real playmaker. Yeah, that's my argument.
All right, just back quickly to why I didn't take Matthews because of what Matt said. The Habs don't have obviously an elite goal scorer, but I don't think the Habs are going to trade for an elite goal scorer because they're so high on Cole Caulfield that they're just going to try and make sure that he's that elite goal scorer, right? So that's my opinion there. The reason I went with the defenseman is because aside from goalie, defensemen are the hardest position in hockey to develop, and they take the longest to come up. And so Montreal, yeah, they have a lot of good defensive prospects, but they're not going to be here anytime soon. Jordan Harris, their number 1 defensive prospect, just said he's going back to school next year, and they had offered him a contract. So getting a defenseman, obviously, like I said, the best defenseman in the NHL, would make this team, in my opinion, just as good as if they had gotten an elite goal scorer.
Okay. Really quick random question. If you guys could go back, would you still do the Drouin for Sergachev trade?
Personally, no.
Yeah. Everybody who listens to this podcast knows I'm the biggest Drouin supporter, but I said at the time of the trade it was going to be a bad trade. To me, it's still a bad trade.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Sergachev, to me, Sergachev would be playing with Shea Weber right now.
Sergachev's playing with Hedman.
No, but that's what I mean. And look who else. Look who the Habs have as options right there right now. To me, Yes, I would undo that in a heartbeat.
I mean, I don't think Sergachev would be playing with Weber. I think Weber would be playing with Sergachev, if that makes sense.
I also don't think it's as far apart of a deal as people think it is.
Mhm,
Like, as
me
people
too.
talk about that it is, it's not as far widespread as people
I agree.
think it is.
I was literally gonna say that. Like maybe 2 years ago, you could have said that. Like, fuck this is a terrible trade. Like, but I feel like even though like Jonathan Drouin is playing great, like he's having his best season as I have this year, and people are still saying like, oh, like he sucks just because it's him. Like,
Yeah.
there's just a stigma around Jonathan Drouin. Like,
Because he's friends.
yes, I think that it was a bad trade, and it wasn't a bad trade. It just wasn't the best trade for the Habs.
We
Like,
lost the trade. Like,
yeah, we lost the trade, but it's not like we're last place and we're fucked because of it. Like, you know, like.
Yeah.
Like, we still got Jonathan Drouin, who's probably our best playmaker. Like,
absolutely. Absolutely.
It's not like we're dying here. But anyways, let's move on to our fourth.
Another thing is people would have always complained that Bergevin, if Drouin turned out to be the big French-Canadian star, everyone in Montreal would have been like, well, why didn't Bergevin ever go get him? You know?
Yeah.
Like when he asked for that trade.
Yeah.
You can probably argue that Drouin would probably be doing better on Tampa right now because he's got guys around him. Like, you know, like it's just the same. It's the same deal. Like,
and then everybody would have been like, when he asked for a trade, why didn't Bergevin try and get him?
Yeah.
It's,
all right.
It's hypocritical. Habs fans are very hypocritical. It's
very true.
So let's move on to our third one. So I have 3 sports questions, 1 random question. The third sports question is, if the Lakers and Nets disappear tomorrow, who has the best chance at winning the NBA Finals in your opinion?
Oh, baby.
Shane's going to throw up the Celtics.
Ready.
Wasn't.
3, 2, 1. All right, so Cam has Utah. Myself and Dawson have the LA Clippers, and Shaner has Philadelphia. I'm just going to say I just think that LA has just 2 unbelievable players. They have a lot of depth, and Kawhi Leonard is a proven winner, and it's hard to bet against him when winning the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm gonna speak as the co-chair of the Serge Ibaka fan club since our president Cam didn't take the Clippers here, but I think the Clippers on paper take those 2 rosters off, or those 2 teams off the face of the earth. I think they have the best roster. Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, you can stop there, and it's like, oh, shit, okay. So I think come playoff time, they would have the best chance.
I like all these teams in this conversation. It's just, to me, I've been like almost waiting for Utah to go on like a little skid, you know, but
they just don't.
Donovan Mitchell is – he's Donovan Mitchell. He's making a name for himself. Like and then you have Rudy Gobert. Like, obviously you can't go wrong. And then Jordan Clarkson playing at the level that he's playing right now. So
Shane,
the way you can go wrong with Rudy Gobert is by touching everything, but it is what it is.
Ugh.
I've said all the hate I have in my body for Rudy Gobert. I'm not going through it again. The only reason I picked this
second in voting for Defensive Player of the Year right now.
Because he shut down the whole world. Anyways.
Yeah, he put the freaking world on clamps.
He did. Anyways, 76ers. This is going to be a stupid answer, but Danny Green's going for the 3-peat. That's all I'm saying. I don't really care who wins.
Okay.
It's not gonna. No one else is gonna make it, so I'm going with Danny Green 3-peat.
I mean, 76ers aren't a bad team to.
And I feel like Doc Rivers has something to prove to the Clippers.
Okay.
And they have the MVP on their team.
And as you guys said, the Defensive Player of the Year. So.
Yeah. But Danny Green.
Can't go wrong. But Danny Green, lights out. Right. Depends on the night, however.
I think it would be between those 3 teams and the Bucks, but
yeah.
But
the Suns, baby.
Yeah, the Suns are there. I'd like to see something in the playoffs before jumping.
Okay. We'll see what D-Book can do.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna go to our 4th and final question. This isn't really a sports question; it's more of just a random question. What is your go-to gas station snack and drink?
I don't remember the last time I bought a snack at a gas station.
You know, you're on a road trip. You want to get a little bag of chips or some candy or something. You know, you got to go and.
This is a tough one.
Give me a little 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift them up.
Fuck, I only have the drink.
Oh, baby.
I only have the drink, but I'm riding with
Okay,
Sean.
hold them up. Hold them up so I can read them. Okay, so I have a pack of Starburst and Fiji water. Dawson has dill pickle seeds and Fiji water. Cam has iced tea and Miss Vicky's. And Shaner just has white Gatorade. Cam, is there any particular iced tea you like? Brisk or Nestea?
Depends on the gas station. That no, I don't know. I'm not super.
It's an important answer.
I like Nestea a little better.
Yeah, okay.
Good.
But you know what I really like? The
Sugar
Gold
Rush?
Peak one.
Rush?
The Gold Peak one in the bottle. It's pretty.
Yeah, Gold Peak is good.
But no, I'm just gonna say before we talk about this, I usually bring a lot of water with me. Not gonna spend $5 on a water bottle at a depth, but
There's just something different about holding that Fiji bottle. It's ridiculous. It's like
Status thing.
I mean,
It's a
just
status.
for those who don't know, all 4 of us are coaches, and our pregame ritual for me and Dawson is to go to a gas station together and pick up a bottle of Fiji water. But yeah, I go to a gas station, I'm like, you know what? I want a little snack. I grab a pack of Starburst. Obviously, save the pink for last because those are the best. Eat the yellow first because they're the worst. Then orange because they're the second worst. Then red, which is a close second to pink, but pink is definitely number 1.
Absolutely. I mean, Starburst is a questionable pick. I'm not going to lie. If I'm road tripping, the last thing I want to be doing is unwrapping Starburst and having a cup holder full of wrappers and shit like that.
Honestly, the only reason why I picked it is because when I go on a road trip, before I even start, I have a tube of sour cream and onion Pringles with me. So I don't need chips, you know?
Okay. Again, this is purely nostalgia for my coaching days with these boys. Cannot go wrong. First of all, with dill pickle spits, sunflower seeds, cannot go wrong. Elite snack. And then the Fiji water is purely a status thing. I want to feel like I'm better than you. So that's why I pick up my Fiji water. And it's way better than every water. That's a joke, by the way. That's a joke. But no, Fiji water hits different.
Oh, that's funny.
Fiji water, sponsor us.
I'm a little particular about this shit because I don't know what it is, but I can't eat like a sweet snack without like having something salty either like before or after. So, but I can have a salty snack without having a sweet snack. So if my parents are like, pick one thing, I'm going with something salty because at least I have the drink to wash it down, you know. Sweet just leaves me with a weird thing. So, but yeah,
I would just like to say one before. Eating candy and then drinking water ruins your water. Ruins your water.
No, I find anything sweet. Like if you go sweet, it's done. It's over. You're not tasting whatever you're eating after.
Absolutely.
I love eating candy with water.
It changes the taste of the water. It's like raw.
I feel like it makes the candy taste like better. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
Maybe I'm weird for that.
maybe.
I don't really go to a depth to buy snacks, so I guess the only time I really go is just to get spits. So I guess I'm gonna have to ride with the dill pickle ones also.
I thought you'd go with a little barbecue Lays. You said you liked those before.
Yeah, but I don't like. I go to like Metro to buy those or something.
You're getting way too specific here, Shane. I don't care where you bought it.
I don't know. The question was if I would have said if I would have said that, you'd be like, oh, I buy them at Metro. Then you would have been like, we said a depth.
All right.
All right. So we'll go on to our next segment. And this is surely to be turning into some of our favorites here. And this is a little segment we like to call NBC Trivia. I would just like to welcome you back as the host. My name is Matthew Fraser Campbell. I'm the host of NBC Trivia. I'd like to welcome back our 3-time reigning and defending NBC Trivia Champion of the World, Mr. Shaner O'Donnell.
Shane, respectfully, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you mentally today.
You've been saying that. Maybe I'll throw the competition so you guys can get on the board.
Before this starts, you guys can go check your betting app, and Shaner's currently minus 600 to win.
Fuck!
Bro, I'm the walk of the century.
We got Cam at plus 3,000 because he can't get an answer in until question 4. All right.
And I'm a plus 150.
Okay, so before we start, I'm gonna tell you there's a theme with all these answers and questions. It's since we did our midseason awards, it's all about awards.
Oh, man.
Oh, dude.
Bro.
Dude.
Let's go. I'm hyped.
Don't get mad at me. We're going to start with NHL.
Okay.
First question. Who has the most Hart trophies of all time?
Hart Trophy's MVP, right?
Correct. You asked this last time, too.
I don't know that one.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This one's wrong, but it's the first person that came into my head for some reason.
Okay, so read your answers. So
I have Mario Lemieux.
I got Wayne the Great Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky.
I have Beliveau. I don't know why he came into my head first, but
I can't believe you. Wayne Gretzky.
Okay, it is. Fuck!
I told
Wayne
you I was
Gretzky?
throwing the competition.
Wayne Gretzky has 9. Cam, I
He's on the
respect, but I
board.
can't believe you guys didn't get it. Like, I thought that was going to be the easiest one ever.
On the
You play
board.
that every single fucking time, man.
No, but you know what it is? I always think like I overthink my answer. If I
Yeah.
know one, like I'm like, okay, Wayne Gretzky. But today I was just like, I'm just gonna
I'm
do
not
it.
trying to trick you guys with these questions.
I'm throwing the
No, I know. I outthink myself,
Yeah.
I'll probably do it right here.
I feel like you're outthinking yourself because you're thinking that I'm just going to say a question that I like I'm making you outthink yourself. You know?
All right, next.
Okay.
That's
Who
what
has the
he did.
most Norris trophies of all time?
Oh geez, I feel like the guy's gonna have like 4.
Like, I want to say someone, but
5,
it's not right.
4, 3, 2, 1. Raise them up. Dawson has Bobby Orr. Cam has Bobby Orr.
Larry
Shane
Robinson,
has
baby.
Larry Robinson.
Oh, that's a good pick too.
It's gonna
And
be.
I can
Why do we always think of the old heads?
officially say
I'm hurting.
that the champ is in trouble.
That's fine.
Bobby Orr with
Is
8
that
Norris
many?
trophies. Yeah.
That's wild.
I'll
Yeah.
make it back.
For the record, Wayne Gretzky had a stretch of 8 years in a row where he won the Hart Trophy.
Yeah.
That's why I was just like, how do you? Anyway,
Just
Currently,
if
Cameron is
if
ahead.
Cam wins, I win. As long as Shane loses.
For those who bet Cam plus 3,000, getting great value right now.
Early cash out.
Way too early.
Early cash out.
The fact that I'm on way early cash out. Just the fact that I'm on a little streak here means I'm gonna do the opposite towards the end and just fuck up on all 4.
Question number 3. This is a little harder. Who was the most Vezina Trophy winners? I wasn't going to say Calder because not really anyone can have more than one. But who
I
has
think
the
I'm
most
wrong.
Vezina Trophy winners? This is a little harder. I'd be surprised if you guys got it, to be
I was
honest.
100% wrong also.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, great guess.
I can't believe I didn't think about that.
Dawson had Marty Brodeur. Cam had Patrick Roy. And
Oh.
Shaner had Jacques Plante.
I think Cam's right.
I'm
No,
impressed.
No way.
The answer is Jacques Plante with 7
Wow.
Vezina
That's
trophies.
corruption.
I needed to give y'all a lead.
That was a really great
Oh.
answer. I did not think anyone was going to get that one. All right. Well, after round 1 of NHL questions, Dawson has 1 correct answer. Cam has 2. And the defending champion has 1. So Cam with an early lead here. As we go on
Will be
to
squandered.
the NBA. Who has the most NBA MVPs of all time?
Fuck,
Like, I feel like I'm trying not to overthink right now, but I feel like I am.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So Cam has LeBron. Dawson and Shaner both have
I feel like it's Wilt for some reason.
Michael Jordan. The correct answer is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has 6. Michael Jordan has 5. LeBron has 4.
That sucks.
That was maybe a little harder. Okay. This one is definitely hard. But I feel you guys can get it. Who has the most defensive player of the years in NBA history? And I'll give you a hint. It's a tie between 2 people. We get a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dawson had Hakeem. So did Shane. And Cam had Shaq.
I don't know if he ever won
I think
that.
we all got it.
I don't know if he ever.
Correct answer is Dikembe Mutombo.
Bro.
Oh my God.
Ben Wallace, of course.
I was literally in a toss-up between Hakeem and Dikembe.
The thing that made me think of this, I actually just looked it up because I saw the Geico commercial again. That Geico Dikembe Mutombo commercial absolutely kills me.
Elite.
He knocks the money out of their hands.
All right, Matt, I don't care. Get to the next question.
We suck right now, fellas.
Okay. Let's go on to our third and final NBA question. Who has the most scoring titles of all time?
Like, I don't know if it was around when he was. Fuck it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so all three of them had MJ.
Live by the sword, die by the sword, fellas.
Is it Wilt? Is it Wilt?
If we're all wrong, let us get
Correct answer is Michael Jordan with 10, and it's quite frankly, it's not close. The next closest I think was Wilt with 7, and he actually won 7 scoring titles in a row and then retired.
Okay, so I have a question.
He was around when they did the stats.
Is there an actual like award for that, or do they just say like you're the scoring?
It's just
think it's
whoever leads the league in points.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
It's
like,
not like the NHL.
okay, so I guess it could have been tracked since like basketball ever started.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Michael Jordan has 10 though. That's a lot. All right. So after round 2, Dawson has 2 right answers, Cam has 3 right answers, and Shane has 2 right answers. We're hurting, boys. We're here onto the NFL round, which is surely to be a solid round. Okay? Like the other 2. Question number 1. Who has the most NFL MVPs of all time? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. So Dawson had Peyton Manning, Cam and Shane had Tom Brady. The correct answer is Peyton Manning.
Good answer.
He's sheriff. Tom Brady only has 3, I believe. There's a lot of guys with 3. There's no one has 4. There's a lot of guys with 3, but Peyton Manning's the only one who has 5. All right. This is an interesting one. Who has the most Defensive Player of the Year awards in NFL history?
Wait, how long does this go back?
This goes back
You to figure out.
since the Super Bowl era, I guess.
I have an answer.
So like 60 years?
Sure, let's just say that. But it's all guys within that region.
It is incorrect, but I do have an answer.
It's between 2
3,
for me.
2, 1, go. All right. So Dawson has Aaron Donald. Cam has Lawrence Taylor.
That was my guess.
And Shane has J.J. Watt. I am very pleased to announce that all 3 of you got it right.
Sick.
Oh, fuck.
That's sick.
Congratulations, you guys. That was great.
It's not like we all answered 3 different ones.
That was great.
That's
Okay, before we go on to the last question, I just want to see what we're doing here. Dawson has 4 correct answers. Cam has 4 correct answers. And Shane has 3 correct answers.
No, I kind of want to lose, so the pressure of always winning is off my chest.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Okay.
He says that when he's losing. Come
Who?
on.
Who
Wait, actually, it's not over yet. I gotta shut up.
has the most passing titles of all time?
Yards?
Yards?
Yards.
Ooh.
Like passing yards seasons. Like who's led the league in passing yards?
I have 2 guys in mind, and I think I took the wrong one.
I think I know I took the wrong one.
No.
5,
Yeah, I took
4, 3, 2, 1. Did you say Matt Stafford?
I did. Said it with my chest.
Does he even have 1? Does he?
I would think he would have 1 just because he throws the ball 50 plus times a game, but
Okay, wait, so Cam and Dawson, you guys were tied, right?
Yeah.
We both had 4.
I knew.
Dawson has Brett Favre, and Cam has Drew
Wait,
Brees.
is it Breeze? Because if it's Breeze, I thought it was, but then Stafford just.
I am proud to announce
We have
that
a new
the
champ.
new winner of NBC Trivia
I got it. I hope it's you, Dawson.
is Cameron Wilson. Did you just break your
Dawson's reaction. I'm sorry, bro.
Congratulations. Dawson just completely destroyed his whiteboard. Guys, I thought you for sure were going to get it. There's only been ever 6, I think, 5,000-yard passing season.
Yeah, it's because
He has 5 of them.
for some reason I thought I knew Stafford had 1, but I didn't know who had more. I didn't know.
Does Matt Stafford even have one?
Yeah, he has 5,038.
Does Brett Favre have one?
Probably, yeah. Probably.
Fuck, man.
But look at that.
Like, so
Cam
I've
Wilson.
never felt so bad about winning something in my life.
He's taking it away from his buddy Shaner, and he's taking it away from his buddy Dawson, who
Oh,
just
good.
wanted it so bad.
You can have it.
Oh,
pressure.
God. Well, that was a great little trivia session there. Cam was upset that I picked awards, and this is the one that he wins on. Anyways, let's move on to everybody's favorite segment, and that's Top 5. This week we went off the grid with our top 5, and we didn't do sports necessarily. We did just top 5 shows that are on Netflix. It doesn't have to be a Netflix original, just shows that have been on Netflix. Before I start, I'm just going to give an honorable mention to Modern Family.
Wow. That's not on your list?
It's not on my list purely because it's probably a top 2 show of mine, but it's not on my list because I didn't grow up watching it on Netflix. I grew up watching it on like City and ABC.
This is why I asked the question
That's
before
the
we started the podcast.
You asked if it was a Netflix original.
Take the question as you will. You can answer it however you want.
Number 5, Blue Mountain State. Great show. It was filmed at my CEGEP that I went to, which is kind of crazy, John Abbott College. And I'd probably watch that. I mean, I'm shocked that they took it off Netflix. I thought it was doing so well there. I know that's a great icebreaker, by the way. If you go on vacation, everyone knows what Blue Mountain State is, whether you're from the United States or from the UK. I went on like a catamaran in Antigua with some UK guys, and they're like, yeah, like we know what Blue Mountain State is. I was like, yeah, that was filmed at my school. Like, that's like the craziest icebreaker. But I thought that was a hilarious show. Number 4, I have Suits. I don't know if you guys haven't watched that show, but it is phenomenal. I'm a big comedy guy, and there is a little bit of comedy in there, but the actual show is really, really good. Number 3, I have The Office. Absolute classic. Super hilarious. Stupid humor. Like my favorite kind of humor. Number 2, I have Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Has my favorite actor in Andy Samberg. He kills me. Even though Boyle is my favorite character on that show, he kills me. But number 1, easiest choice of life. It's been my favorite show ever since I was like 10. That's Family Guy. It's like, it has to be Family Guy. Like Peter Griffin, it's Stewie Griffin. You guys are just top notch. Seth MacFarlane, I thank you every day for that show. But yeah, here's my top 5.
Okay, so I texted you guys before, and I said I'm going to get some heat for this list.
And the heat is going to come directly from number 5. And that number 5 is a show I recently started watching, but it's been so funny. And I just went on how much I was able to binge this show. And the answer is New Girl. Okay?
I watched. I liked it. I'm not going to give you heat. It's good.
Feel free to give me
Winston's my dog.
Who?
Winston
is my dog, too.
my dog.
But no,
like Schmidt is fucking hilarious. Like it's a funny show. Like I was somewhat embarrassed putting it on the list, but it's a funny show.
number 4, I don't know if any of you guys have watched this, but this is like the most obsessed I've been with a show in a short period of time. And that was Ozark. I don't know if you guys have watched it. Ozark is
so good.
fucking
So
good.
So
So good. If you haven't watched it, I would definitely recommend it.
good.
Number 3, again, not one I watched on Netflix, but it's on Netflix. That's Sons of Anarchy. Sons of Anarchy,
dude.
fire show. Really, really binge-worthy. So I love that. Number 2, I also have Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Like, come on. Such a funny show. Like, that and Family Guy are ones where you get so pumped when they add the new season to Netflix, and it's done in a week.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 1, my favorite show of all time, I think it's arguably, like, could be one of the best shows of all time, Modern Family.
I can't believe you didn't have Family Guy on your list. That's crazy. Like, I think you've told me that's your favorite show before. Like,
it's amazing. It's amazing. But yeah, maybe it'll kick New Girl off the list.
New Girl over Family Guy?
Okay.
Man.
Okay. Anyways, Modern Family. Phil Dunphy, my favorite character in TV history.
I think he's maybe the best casted character of all time.
Absolutely. So good. So, Modern Family, favorite.
Ty Burrell, shout out the man.
Amazing.
All right. I didn't go with as much comedy as you guys. I don't hear your list though at all, Dawson. Like we have a couple in.
It was number 5. I was worried about.
I'm not mad that you put it there. I'm just mad you put it over Family Guy.
You're right.
Honorable mention though, Last Chance U, Animal Kingdom, Dawson. I think you would like it if you like Ozark and you like Sons of Anarchy. I think Animal Kingdom, you'd love it. But anyways, check that out. At 5, I have The Office. Dude, I've never watched a show so quick in my life. I mean, a show that long so quick in my life. At 4, I have Sons of Anarchy. Like, honestly, this could have been higher easily. Like, a great show.
Yeah.
At 3, I have Ozark as well. Like, it's just crazy. It's very unpredictable.
Yeah.
Action-packed too.
Yeah.
At 2, I have Narcos, Mexico and Colombia. 6 shows, like both really, really well done. And at number 1, I have Suits. Easily the best show I've ever watched. Probably gonna watch it again soon. So yeah, that's my list.
You watched Suits, Dawson?
I watched 3 seasons, maybe.
You gotta watch the whole thing, man.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, they finally finished it like a couple of years ago. It's
Okay.
good.
Didn't really like the ending, but it's fine.
All right.
Man.
At 5, I got Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Charles Boyle absolutely is the best character in that show. At number 4, like Dawson said about Phil Dunphy, was his favorite TV character of all time. My boy Barney Stinson, boys. Come on.
I just rewatched it. It aged pretty well, but the last season like how it ended. No,
I agree,
Okay.
but I gotta put it there. How I
I
Met
feel
Your
you.
Mother is a great show for me. At 3, I have Last Chance U. I'm not a guy who really enjoys watching like 45-minute episodes and like long episodes, but that's like one show I can just like watch it all the time. Netflix original, so shout out Netflix. Great show. Good job. At 2, my boy Phil Dunphy makes an appearance. Modern Family. Great show. I remember when I first found that show on like TV, I instantly fell in love with Phil Dunphy.
And
Great
Gloria.
character. What?
I fell in love with Gloria, but that's a whole other question.
Yeah, fair enough. Number 1, I have The Office. My favorite show ever. I don't know. Dwight Schrute, baby. Dwight Schrute. Great character.
Evan Malone, he kills me.
Oh, yeah.
The chili episode.
Oh, that's bad.
Have any of you ever watched Friday Night Tykes?
Oh, dude, that is top 5 for me also.
Bro, it's so good.
Is it still? I don't think it's still on now.
I don't think so.
No,
Like this kid, like what's his name, Latrell McCutcheon or something.
yeah.
He has like 45 offers. He's like, fuck.
Yeah.
But very cool show.
I need 2.5 Men to get onto Netflix. That's what I need. If it was on Netflix, it would be in the list.
Pre or post Charlie Sheen?
Both.
Pre.
Yeah.
It's gotta be pre.
Charlie Sheen was better than Kutcher, but it was
Kutcher did good.
did very well. I liked
If you guys like those type of shows, watch The Ranch with Ashton Kutcher.
The Ranch is funny.
It's
The Ranch is funny.
It was on my list, and then I had to review the whole list. So
The Ranch is basically just the cast of that 70s show.
Yeah, 100%. That's also a great show, by the way.
That is a great show.
All right, let's move on to our last segment, the segment we end each episode with, and that's our lock of the week in terms of betting. This week I'm gonna keep it nice.
Whoa.
I was gonna
Wait, so we
mention.
went
Don't
perfect.
worry. Don't
Okay.
worry.
Okay.
Just say I was gonna keep it nice, short, and sweet because all four of us went and hit our lock wonderfully.
It's about
Lock
time y'all
unity.
join me.
Lock
con-
unity always hits.
So congratulations to the kids. This week I'm gonna try to keep it rolling. I have the Pittsburgh Penguins beating the Buffalo Sabres on Thursday.
Thursday.
Book it. Yeah.
Damn.
Well,
Got 'em on
tonight, if you're listening, tomorrow, if you're us and you're recording the podcast, I have the Florida Panthers beating the Chicago Blackhawks tomorrow. Fuck you, Patrick Kane.
I actually have the
Back to-
Penguins beating the
Back to Connor
Sabres.
McDavid.
I have the Penguins beating the Sabres on Wednesday night. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully they could win both for the sake of the pod, but
Do they play 2 nights in a row, or did I just mess up the day?
no, they play Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Just I like Jari and Nets.
Let's just say they I mean, taking them to lose any game right now is probably a lock. So
Yeah, no, definitely.
there's a dumpster fire.
All right. I'm 4 for 4 lately, and we're going to try and continue it. Thursday, March 25th, the Philadelphia 76ers will beat the LeBron-less LA Lakers.
I think that's a lock if I've ever heard one.
I caught a little heat for saying Baylor was my lock of the week last week, so I guess I tried to make it a little bit more bold, but it didn't really work.
It's definitely more bold than Baylor beating a number 6. Like, anyway, it is. You're right. It is called our lock of the week for a reason. If you're making money, you're living, right?
Exactly.
But anyways, that does it for episode 15 of the Nothing But Controversy podcast. This is just a reminder. If you'd like to see our reactions, if you'd like to see Dawson absolutely destroy his whiteboard, if you want to see all of our cards go up, head to YouTube. Give us a little like, a little comment, a little subscribe. Turn on those notifications, and Shane will give you a little kiss.
I'd
Kiss
just
on the
like to
cheek.
apologize to all the bettors who had me in trivia. Even the best lose sometimes.
My name is Matthew Fraser Campbell, and I would just like to wish you all a wonderful week. Take care.